Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Peter and I mainly specialize in nature photography. I have wanted to review the second generation advanced filter kit from Nisi for quite some time. I bought it back in 2018, just a little over 3 years ago. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use it as much as I would have liked because of the travel restrictions since the pandemic started, but hopefully that will change very soon. The second generation kit features an all-in-one case which is made out of synthetic leather, can hold up to 8 filters, 3 adapter rings and a circular polarizer at the same time. It's also compatible with both the V5, the V5 Pro or the new third generation V6 filter holder as well. This case came with a shoulder strap and a belt mount, but I never used it. I always kept it just in my bag. Before I start talking about the items that are included in this kit, I just wanted to point out how good the overall build quality is. The V5 Pro holder is made out of high quality brushed aluminum. The filters have absolutely no vignetting, even on an ultra wide angle lens such as the 16 to 35mm lens that I've been using from Canon, or even on the 100 to 400mm telephoto zoom lens that I've been accustomed to using when shooting landscapes. Also, there is virtually no color cast when using these filters, which is a huge bonus. If you are serious about landscape photography, one of the first items on your shopping list should be a circular polarizer. Investing into a very high quality circular polarizer is extremely important, as you can really replicate its effects in post-production. This kit features an enhanced circular polarizer which significantly increases saturation and also cuts back on glare and reflection when used under the right conditions. Also keep in mind that when you are using a circular polarizer, it blocks out 1 to 1.5 stops of light, so it actually works as an ND filter itself. The V5 Pro filter holder allows you to use 3 square filters and also a circular polarizer all at the same time. If you need to use an ND filter, just make sure that you use the slot closest to the lens to minimize light leak. Also, it's important if you shoot very long exposures to cover the viewfinder, or in some cases put a drape over the entire camera lens itself, just to further reduce the chance of any light leak through the filter system. It comes with 3 neutral density filters, a 3-stop, a 6-stop and a 10-stop filter. Neutral density filters are essentially just darkened glass that allows you to lengthen the shutter speed to create specialized effects that are not reproducible in post-production. A 3-stop ND filter is very good, for example, for smoothing out water, but it also allows you to still retain some texture. This usually results in exposure times between 0.3 and 2 seconds. A 6-stop ND filter would normally be used during golden hour for 1 to 2 minute exposure to create beautiful smooth clouds and water as well. The last and strongest ND filter that this kit contains is the 10-stop ND filter. This is normally used during the day when you have to block out significant amount of ambient light. If you end up using it during golden hour, then you can create up to 5-minute exposures with the correct settings. If you're not sure how to calculate the correct exposure times when using ND filters, Nisi also has a specialized app which you can download both on Android and an iPhone. There's a manual included in this kit, and it has a long exposure calculation chart as well, which you can use for reference when out in the field. This kit also comes with 2 graduated filters. Graduated filters are darkened at one end and clear at the other. As you can see, down at the bottom it's clear and it's much darker up there. They're used to even out the exposure of a scene that has a high dynamic range, which normally contains a bright sky and a darker foreground, for example. The transition point between the dark and clear sections of the filter can also vary based on the type. There are hard, medium and soft edge graduated filters. This particular kit comes with a 3-stop soft edged ND filter and also a 3-stop reverse edged ND filter. Soft edged ND filters have a very gradual transition from dark to clear. They are most appropriate for scenes where the transition is very gradual from sky to the foreground. A 3-stop graduated filter is normally used, for example, when the sun is breaking through the clouds on the horizon and there is no significant amount of direct light. For example, if I shoot rock formations in a seascape, then this 3-stop soft graduated ND filter comes very handy. This is the last filter that I'm going to talk about. This is the 3-stop reverse edged ND filter. They are very similar to hard edged ND filters, but the darkest part is at the transition point. This is normally used in a sunset or sunrise scenario where the light is the strongest on the horizon and tapers off towards the sky. I just wanted to sum up my overall impressions after having used this kit for over 3 years. Again, the build quality is absolutely amazing. It is extremely reliable. The all-in-one case is definitely not for everyone, as it is quite large and cumbersome to carry it around, but it definitely keeps the filters very safe and secure, much more so than a soft patch would. The filters themselves are beautifully constructed. You can tell the quality control is extremely high. There are a couple of things that I'd like to point out though. I noticed that when you are trying to slide a filter into a slot, it can be misaligned quite easily as the grooves within the slots are not deep enough. Initially, I was struggling to place the ND filters in particular into the right slot. They kept slipping out of the slot closest to the lens. But having used it several times, I think the foam gasket on the backside got compressed enough and placing them correctly became much easier. Also, sometimes I found it quite difficult to remove the filters from the filter holder. I suggest you use both index fingers and thumbs just to make sure that the filters slide out much easier. Another small negative would be how you place the circular polarizer into the adapter ring. It can be smudged quite easily and you have to hold it very firmly just by the frame. Aside from these two smaller issues I've encountered over the years, I'm really happy with this kit and the filters. I know that the price was considerable, but it was a lifetime investment for me. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any type of feedback, please leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching and see you